Good morning and welcome back to CityLine. So as we saw in the wide shot, that beautiful Jennifer is still hanging out, waiting to do one of those smoothie recipes on us in the next segment. Jennifer, you have a big bottle on your table and it says MCT oil. What is that?
It's multi-chain triglyceride found in coconut.
Multi-chain triglycerides found in coconut. And it's like the best thing next to sliced bread for your brain.
Yes, it's fantastic for your brain.
All right.
It really is.
So we're going to get to more of that in a second, okay? Great. With me now on the couch is somebody who, his smile says it all. This smile is a $1 million smile. I'm talking about school director of the T.U.P.A.C school, Deshaun Morton. Welcome back to CityLine.
Hey, thanks, Amanda.
Good to
I'm
have
excited
you
to be
here.
back.
My goodness. Okay, so how was your new year?
Oh, it was great.
Was it?
It was fantastic. I'm excited for all of the things that are coming up in 2024.
I know.
But I was able to round out 2023 with some much needed rest.
Boy, that's what we all need, don't we? That and good smoothies. So I want to hear about, before we get into the history of T.U.P.A.C, I want to hear about your dance history, because I know that you can dance, because you wouldn't be doing this if you couldn't dance.
You know, a little something.
A little something, something. So tell us, when did you first start dancing?
I actually started what would be considered late. So I didn't start dancing until I was about 15.
That's late.
Yeah. So many dancers start when they're like 3. Guys typically start around 8 to 10.
Okay.
But I started at 15. And I started at the Tacoma School of the Arts. That's where the bug first bit me. Yeah. And then after that, I trained at Tacoma City Ballet for a while.
Yes.
And then after graduating high school, I got my BFA in dance and choreography at the University of Arizona.
Way to go.
Yeah.
Way to get out for some needed sunshine for a while.
It was
then
nice.
Bringing it back local. We like
Yes.
that. Thank you so much. Okay, so one more question about your dance. Was there something at the age of 15 that you saw that you went, I want to be able to do that? Like for me, it would have been the Running Man. That was when I learned how to, I was like, how do you make your feet move like that? What was it for you?
Yeah. I'd always been athletic. I played sports, but I was also an artist. I did theater and music and choir growing
Triple
up.
threat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so when I started dancing, it was that combination between arts and athletics that really drew me to it. And so originally I wanted to be a hip hop dancer.
Okay.
Because I felt like that fit.
Yeah.
And then my dad actually inspired me to try something different, which was ballet.
Oh, Dad.
Yeah, and so I kind of took it and ran with it when I started.
Oh my gosh, can we say a million thank yous to Dad?
Yes, thank him all the time.
Dad, absolutely. Because I'm going to date you here, because in professional football leagues, way before your time, there were like Joe Namath and people like that who took ballet to get their footwork right as they're catching a football and looking over here like this.
Absolutely.
And it works.
It does. There's many athletes that have taken ballet. Some college programs are even like pushing their athletes to take ballet classes in the dance program, because it is helpful with like agility, flexibility. Even some of our male students are like playing sports with their school and then come to ballet class.
I love
still.
that. I love it. And you're like, move right, your other right.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Tell us about the history of T.U.P.A.C, because T.U.P.A.C is relatively new to the scene when we compare it to, and we don't want to compare it because it's radically different, but when we compare it to other dance studios here in Tacoma. What is the history of T.U.P.A.C?
Yeah, well, T.U.P.A.C we're in our 7th year.
Wow.
And so T.U.P.A.C was formed as a ballet school modeled after the Dance Theater of Harlem. Which is a historically, the Dance Theater of Harlem is a historically black ballet company in New York City that was started by Arthur Mitchell following the assassination of Dr. King.
Yep.
And so both of our founders, Claire Etheridge and our co-founder, Cabby Mitchell, are alumni of the institution. Cabby Mitchell actually danced with the Dance Theater of Harlem. And then myself, I actually spent some time there too. So we have a close connection there, but we also, Cabby Mitchell was historically the first African-American dancer with the Pacific Northwest Ballet in
there
Seattle.
we go. Bring it on home.
And he also was the first black soloist with the company. And so it was his brainchild to start a school in Tacoma that created access for dancers of color, for dancers who may not be able to economically afford dance, or any marginalized child.
That's right.
Or youth.
Absolutely. In the past, I've asked dancers how often they go through toe shoes, if they are on point at that point.
Yeah.
These shoes are like $110.
Yes, they are.
And you go through them in about 3 weeks, and then you have to break them back in again and do it again. And I just thought to myself, wow, you better love ballet in order to afford it.
Yes.
That is outrageous to me. So what kind of classes are offered at T.U.P.A.C? Because we've heard about the classical ballet, but knowing you had a love of hip hop. So can we learn hip hop at T.U.P.A.C?
Yeah, we actually right now we're doing some pop-up classes. So we have a hip hop class that'll be at the museum with the local choreographer Isaiah Rashad.
Okay.
And that's a free community class that's happening on Thursday, January 11th.
And that's the Museum of?
Tacoma Art Museum.
Nice, okay, good.
And so that'll be Thursday the 11th. We do primarily train in ballet, but we try to offer some different styles in there to make sure that our dancers are versatile, and that the community, even adults that want to dance, used to love to dance or just want to explore movement, have the opportunity to come in and try something too.
And that's a whole different audience when you're talking about people like myself who are in the last quarter of their life and used to dance, but maybe want to get back into it just for stretching and health reasons.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, I love that. So you have an open house coming up. Tell us
We
about
do.
this.
Yes, so on Wednesday, the 10th.
Yep.
So that's next Wednesday.
It
Wow,
is.
it's coming fast. But we're opening our doors for the community. So we're providing an opportunity for people to come in, to meet some of our faculty, to meet myself as school director and our executive director and co-founder, Claire Etheridge.
She's wonderful.
She's amazing.
She is.
And she's been doing so much great work here for the Tacoma community and
Yes.
expanding arts. But it will also include the opportunity to watch some of our classes and see our kids in action. And then we'll also be offering like just lots of information about the school and really trying to wrap some new students in.
Yeah. So I just had this vision, and I'm going to share it with you, of what it feels like when you're a little person of color to see other grown or teenage dancers of color, like a Misty Copeland or something like that.
Yeah.
The first time you see someone who is either brown or black dancing, it changes your world.
It does. It makes a huge difference. And I always stress to people how important representation is. Because if you don't see it in others that look like you or
Right.
maybe have come from the same place as you, it's harder to see it in yourself.
It is.
And so I'm really big on representation. What made the difference for me when I was dancing that took me from just enjoying it to knowing that I could do it professionally was seeing a video of Alvin Ailey American Dance Theater and seeing these strong black
Yes.
men dancing and
Oh my
leaping
God.
and lifting women. And I was like, wow, that's something that I can really do.
It's athletic.
Yes.
It's poetry.
It is. It's the most beautiful sport.
Yeah, it is.
And then it was hammered even deeper because the Dance Theater of Harlem actually had performed here at the Rialto.
Okay.
No, sorry, that was at the Pantages
Pantages.
Theater.
That's okay.
Yeah.
You were close. It's in there.
They're out, they're next door to
They're
each
next
other.
to each other. You have, we are quickly running out of time, but I'm not running out of things to ask you, which that's a problem. So let's go to, you have a capital campaign coming up.
We do.
Because with success means you need more space because you're
Absolutely.
registering families. So you've outgrown the space. Tell us about that.
Yeah, we are. We're quickly outgrowing our space. Right now, we're in an open space in the old Rite Aid building right off of 11th and MLK.
Yes.
So we've been able to reimagine the space and use it for our classes. And even as a performance space, we just had our last show, a Hilltop Holiday there. But our new project is actually still on 11th,
Yep.
but it's currently under construction, and it's a housing project with the Tacoma Housing Authority.
Wow.
So there will be low-income apartments upstairs, and then we will be the main ground floor tenant. We'll have 10,000 square feet of space, 3 dance studios. 2 of those studios will actually conjoin so that they will turn into a theater so that we can use it for performances.
Yay!
And then we'll have like showers and locker rooms, a teacher lounge. So we're going to have a real state-of-the-art space, and we're currently fundraising for that.
All right.
We are building up to $6 million.
You heard it here first, $6 million.
$6 million.
So start writing those checks, get on the website,
Yes.
find out what you need, and let's make this happen.
Absolutely. I think it's important for our community.
I think it is too.
And because we're doing so much work here centered in Hilltop, I think I've had the luxury of traveling and seeing a lot of different dance spaces. And I think that this is a state-of-the-art space that hasn't been seen in Tacoma, but will inspire our youth and even our adult community and just our arts community as a whole, and help to fuel us towards the future.
And on that note, I want to say thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
You are amazing, and you've earned yourself another seat on the comfy couch.
Yes,
I want you
I'm
to come
ready.
back and talk about this fundraiser and what we can do to make this a reality. Deal?
Yes,
All right.
absolutely.
When we come back, I'll be hanging out with Jennifer making smoothies. You don't want to miss that. We'll be right back.